Merry meet Taurus, Taurus sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all you Taurus, starting today, the 14th of May, 2023. We are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch, and moderating today on YouTube is the lovely Honeypaw, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Shirley. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you to all of you Taurus and friends of Taurus for joining us. If you happen to be watching on a restream on YouTube, you know you can always fast forward through the shuffling that's just about ready to happen by using the bookmarks in the video description. Like I said, this is I'm reading with this Stone Marseille Tarot today, and I've already purified with this Verbena by Cosmo Mozzi. And as I said, it's a 2-week reading for all Taurus, sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign, starting today, the 14th of May, 2023. Going out to all the Taurus, whether you're watching live with me or whether you're watching on a restream. It does go out to a lot of Taurus, so if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you, just disregard the reading, because it's probably not your reading. In that case, check out the zodiacal readings for your other signs, all of which are available for easy restream right on my website, ariels-corner.com, Ariel's Corner with a hyphen.com. I do not read with card reversals, so you will see me flipping cards right side up. And that's just my style of reading, and it's how I like to do things. Nothing to be concerned about, but I do like to mention it. If you want to visit our shop, you can do that by going to not PayPal, arielscornershop.com, arielscornershop.com. We carry all kinds of merchandise there, and the tarot decks, which I read with, are all listed in that shop. And those are all affiliate links. We make a small commission off of each and every sale. We do appreciate your support. Mostly what we appreciate, Taurus, is that you are here with us today for this 2-week reading, starting the 14th of May, 2023. I'm going to do my very best to give you the most accurate reading I can, and to that end, I'm going to shuffle these cards up, a few more times. And we'll see what's in the cards for all of you gorgeous, beautiful, fabulous, and very lovely Taurus. So let's get started, shall we? One more shuffle ought to do us. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on with all you people. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus, if you're Taurus sun sign. Just realized. Here we are. Okay, starting out with the Queen of Cups, the Hermit card, and the 10 of coins. Isn't that fabulous? What a wonderful basic spread. Okay, so all of what you've been nurturing, all of what you've been working on, internal work, so much work on yourself. And for many of you, it doesn't even seem like work. It's just, it's like play. But it is work, and you've accomplished so much. You're accomplishing a lot, and most of what you've been working on is internal. Many of you have been working just maybe on therapy, psychological stuff. Some of you have been working in a particular spiritual path. Maybe some of you are doing like Course in Miracles or Law of Attraction or whatever your thing is. And some of you have been working on your psychic development. I mean, there's so much that Taurus has been working on, and it's really making a difference. It's really, really making a difference. And one of the biggest differences it's making for you, Taurus, is your ability to really get direction from your inner guidance, from your inner guide. And it sounds so simple, just listen to your inner guide, but it's not always so easy to know what your inner guide is telling you. It's not always so easy to discern between the voice of your inner guide and from the chatterings of your own ego mind. And that's why all of the work that you've been doing on yourself is so amazing, because you are getting that real clear line of communication straight from your inner guide, knowing exactly where to go, what to do, and how to get there. And I think many of you, if you haven't already, you're going to start to see the very practical implications of this. So this 10 of coins is not just like, isn't that nice? You have a pretty aura. It's cash in the bank. It's physical manifestations of great prosperity and resolutions to problems and healing and all kinds of stuff that's starting to happen, is going to continue to happen as a result of you listening and being right in alignment with that direction from your inner guide. And so, it's easy for an onlooker to look at some of the stuff that we talk about and say, ugh, what a waste of time. Who cares about your inner guide? All you have to do is work real hard and then you'll get what you want, those kinds of things. And so it can be really sometimes almost frustrating to live the kind of spiritual life that many of you are living in the midst of this world that is anything but spiritually oriented. And but it doesn't seem to be phasing you. It does not seem to be phasing you. You're just trucking right on. And I'm so happy to see it. Very proud of each and every one of you for whom this is true. Let's see. Let's just do one more shuffle. I want to see what else is going on. There's, I'm sure, some backstory here. But boy, what a nice reading, Taurus. Goodness. All right, let's see what else is happening with y'all. We've got the Pope card. We've got the Three of Cups and the Five of Swords. All right. Now, this is good. So let's talk about this Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords oftentimes is the card of cruelty. But I'm not necessarily seeing it that way, although some of you are dealing with cruel people, and so it can be the case. But I think the way I want to really highlight what this is talking about, Taurus, is that for all of the good that you're doing, you have to remember that one tendency that you have of holding grudges and grievances. And we all do. All of us have that tendency. But Taurus, you have a very special version of that. Very, very, very Taurian way of looking at grievances and things. And part of it is very positive because, that whole idea of fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. That's the positive side of this Five of Swords for you. But the negative side of this Five of Swords is that you have to be able to have that idea of, I'm not going to let myself be harmed by somebody again. You have to have that tempered by forgiveness. And you can do both. You can both forgive somebody and protect yourself at the same time. And in fact, it's through the art of forgiveness and the practice of forgiveness that protection becomes permanent. Because if you're holding a grievance or a suspicion about people, then you are actually more vulnerable to them than if you actually forgive them, let them go, and allow yourself to be, just like with everything else, guided and led moment by moment from this inner guidance. So if you give these grievances, these unresolved traumas, if you will, and angers and hatreds and all of that stuff to that inner guide, if you cast that burden on the inner guide within you, the inner guide can say, okay, good. Now you don't need to hold on to that stuff, but I will make sure you're safe. I will keep you safe. If you just keep coming to me like you're doing about everything, I will keep you safe. But to the degree that you're holding on to those grievances and trying to handle them by yourself, you are not listening to this guidance. So I'm hoping that makes sense. Now, this Pope card is authority figures. And one of the things that I think is happening for you, Taurus, is that you're able to work in very sort of established, socially acceptable norms in a way that's very spiritually uplifted. And that's sort of a unique talent that you have. You can be extremely forward-thinking spiritually, but not come off as a freak. You know what I mean? It's just like you have a way of being so practical about the way that you interact with people that you have the ability to sort of wear the clothes of the common person or not the common person, the status quo out there. And you move amongst them as one of their own, but at the same time, you are so spiritually uplifted right now that you're doing a great service to each of those people just by how you interact with them. So it's a really beautiful thing. I hope I'm making sense, because it's like it's like I can see some of you are just wearing business suits or going to business meetings or maybe working in academia and all these sort of like real normal sort of institutions that aren't real prone to this idea of listening to an inner guide and spiritual and psychic unfolding and all of those things. But you're able to sort of walk in both worlds at the same time, and all of the good that you are accomplishing for yourself is rubbing off on so many other people that would not normally have, an interest in the sort of the things that we're talking about here. So you're a healer in that regard, just by being amongst people that might not normally have access to some of the spiritual insights that you have. So it's a beautiful thing. And that's what this 3 is talking about as well. This 3 of Cups is this long-standing work that you've been doing on yourself has a huge effect on the world around you, has a really, really big effect on the world around you, which is another reason why you really want to be careful about these grievances, because your spiritual power is such that you don't want to inadvertently be a force for harm because you haven't resolved some of these grievances, because of trying to protect yourself, trying to protect yourself. Instead, the way you protect yourself, like we said before, is you cast those burdens on that inner teacher and let the teacher protect you in the moment. And you purify your heart that way. And that way the work that you're doing in the world is completely benign and completely untainted by grievance. So it's a beautiful, beautiful reading, Taurus. I'm just so amazed at you right now. Okay, so this 10 of coins is also telling you that you've got to be careful that you don't misunderstand when things work out for you financially. It's not that you're being materialistic. Okay, a lot of times, because you're so good with things of this world in regards to possessions and money and things anyway, but I think some of you are afraid that starting to earn a large amount of money is somehow going to make you materialistic and pull you away from your spiritual path. That's not the case, because if you give that money to your inner guide will tell you what to do with it, how to handle it, right? So that kind of prosperity isn't materialism. It's actually a resource of opportunity for you to be able to do even more of the good that you come here to do. So it's okay for you to start really prospering financially, and I don't see that as a danger of you becoming swallowed by it and materialistic at all. I see it as a way of you spiritualizing money and allowing yourself to use that financial prosperity for a lot more good than you could do without the money, right? Having that money gives you a lot more in regards to resources to make a difference. So there's nothing wrong with you prospering financially, and I want you to be okay with that. But like I said, since you're doing so well with having that interaction with your intuition, with that inner guidance, give all of it. Give your grievances to the inner guidance, and also give your prosperity and all of the financial freedom that is about ready to happen for many of you to that inner guide, so that you're not thinking all by yourself, that you're thinking in consort with infinite intelligence. My goodness, what an amazing reading. I'm so proud of you, and I think that you're doing so well, and I can't be happier for you. I'll be back in 2 weeks for another reading for you. Thank you so much to the amazing moderator team. Today we had Honey Paw and Shirley, and we will see you in a couple weeks, Taurus. Blessed be.